The movie begins with Dr. Crouchick in his clinic, preparing a corpse for cremation. After he leaves, the cleaner hears strange noises. As he approaches the cremator, the burning body suddenly attacks him. The scene shifts to Michael, his girlfriend Allison, and her mother Sylvie. Allison feels embarrassed about being body-shamed for her large breasts. The trio is on their way to Dr. Crouchick's clinic for cosmetic surgeries. They stop at a gas station, where Sylvie advises Allison to embrace her natural body. Meanwhile, Michael struggles to restart the car. Sylvie clearly doesn't like Michael much, but they eventually arrive at the clinic and are greeted by Janja, but we'll call her Ellie in the recap, who leads them inside. Michael becomes uneasy when he spots blood in the clinic and Allison admits that he gets lightheaded at the sight of it. She explains that he once studied medicine but dropped out after a year due to his hemophobia. Meanwhile, Dr. Crouchick examines a well-known celebrity, Alfred, and discovers he's using a fake identity. Crouchick assures him his secret is safe. Later, Crouchick consults with Allison, who insists on reducing her breasts to a B cup. Allison and Michael share a private moment, during which Michael tries to propose, but Allison distracts him. Just as they're about to kiss, Daniel interrupts. He flirts with Allison and mocks Michael, making fun of his old car and beautiful girlfriend. Sylvie is called in for her procedure, and Michael notices the surgeon, Dr. Jonah, casually drinking coffee in the operating room. Upset, Michael confronts the staff about their lack of professionalism. Ellie intervenes and asks Daniel to give Michael a tour of the facility. During the tour, Daniel shares disturbing details, revealing that the doctors use aborted fetuses for stem cell research. Michael is unimpressed, knowing the method hasn't been effective. While Daniel enters a room to retrieve his drugs, Michael stays outside but hears a strange sound. Curious, Michael investigates and discovers a woman with a masked face strapped to a stretcher. When he removes her mask, he's horrified to see that she's infected with a bizarre virus and tries to attack him. Daniel arrives just in time and pulls Michael away. As they leave, the infected woman breaks free, setting the stage for chaos to unfold. Both Michael and Daniel are in a state of panic. Michael hastily asks for directions to Allison's room, vowing to keep everything he witnessed a secret. He rushes to Allison, pleading with the doctors to stop the surgery, but Allison is confused and has no idea what's going on. In the chaos, Michael accidentally gets injected in his hand and faints at the sight of blood. When Michael regains consciousness, he's horrified to find himself tied to a bed. Fortunately, Ellie arrives and explains that he disrupted Allison's surgery by creating a scene in the operating room. Michael feigns remorse and convinces Ellie to untie him. Free again, he rushes to Allison, begging her to leave the clinic with him. Before they can act, alarms blare, and the doctors announce an emergency evacuation. Everyone gathers near the elevator as Alfred arrives, yelling that he saw someone eating another person, but no one takes him seriously. Moments later, two men appear, frantically pursued by zombies. As Dr. Jonah tries to escape, he freezes in shock upon seeing the zombies but still manages to flee unharmed. Meanwhile, Allison insists on finding her mother. She and Michael venture into a room where they come across a gynecologist feasting on a patient. Michael fights valiantly to protect Allison, but he ends up getting electrocuted. He collapses, and Allison shields him from the zombie attack. Heartbroken, she believes Michael is dead. Allison escapes and lures the zombies into an operating room, inadvertently causing the deaths of a doctor and a nurse but ensuring her own survival. Elsewhere, Alfred stumbles into the kitchen and finds Ms. Oksana hiding there. Allison continues wandering and encounters a woman using a facial skin peeler. She leads the woman to the rooms where Alfred and Ms. Oksana are hiding, pleading with them to let her in. Alfred coldly refuses. The injured woman, despite being restrained, runs off in agony. Determined to find her mother, Allison keeps searching and eventually discovers her in a room. She desperately tries to wake her, confessing that she's lost Michael, but her efforts are in vain. Allison regains her composure, changes into fresh clothes, and continues pushing her mother's stretcher. Meanwhile, Daniel enters a room and injects himself with drugs, giving him control over the situation. As Allison keeps moving, she attracts the attention of a crazed zombie. In a panic, Allison flees with her mother, eventually seeking refuge in the same room where Daniel is hiding. Despite her efforts to protect her mother, the zombie grabs onto Sylvie's leg and bites her. In a fit of rage, Daniel kills the zombie and assures Allison that they are safe for the moment. Meanwhile, Ms. Oksana takes an interest in Alfred and seduces him, sparking a brief romance.
Nice.
Afterward, Alfred tries to clean himself, but while doing so, he accidentally burns his genitals. Allison attempts to help, but only manages to set him on fire. In her frantic attempt to put out the flames, she accidentally detaches Alfred's private part. Panicking, Alfred runs off to find a doctor, but ends up being attacked by zombies. Ms. Oksana seizes the opportunity and escapes. Elsewhere, Michael, who is still alive, regains consciousness and stumbles into a room full of fetuses and animal test subjects.
Holy look at all this damage!
Terrified, he notices one of the fetuses open its eyes, causing him to inadvertently free a zombified lizard. He quickly flees, but Dr. Crouchik and Ellie intervene, taking him in. Michael insists on finding Allison, but Crouchik coldly informs him that she may already be dead. Daniel helps Allison and Sylvie continue their journey, and Dr. Jonah arrives just in time to save them. When asked what's going on, Jonah cryptically replies that they're being punished for interfering with God's creations. Undeterred, Crouchik, Michael, and Ellie decide to press forward. But as they approach a door, Jonah attacks Michael, knocking him unconscious. Later, Allison helps Michael regain consciousness, relieved to have him back. Dr. Crouchik shifts the group's focus to Sylvie, suggesting they kill her before she starts biting. Despite feeling unwell, Sylvie tries to act normal, but Crouchik prepares to kill her. In a desperate act, Sylvie spits her infected blood into his mouth. Now infected, Crouchik insists on creating a vaccine but needs to get to the pharmacy to do so. The group continues toward the pharmacy, witnessing the chaos unfolding around them. Once they reach their destination, they restrain Sylvie to a chair. As Crouchik attempts to prepare the vaccine, Jonah realizes Crouchik is already familiar with the virus, while Ellie observes the situation calmly. Crouchik administers the first dose to Sylvie, but her condition only worsens. Frustrated, Crouchik resumes his work, but Jonah demands an explanation. Crouchik finally reveals that he has been trying to help people, working on a secret project to stop aging. Unfortunately, the results were far from expected. He mentions that they contain patient 0, but somehow, she escaped. Hearing this, Michael and Daniel realize the mistake they made. Before Crouchik can explain further, Ellie suddenly kills him, justifying her actions by saying he was already infected. The group decides to put Sylvie out of her misery. Michael struggles but fails to kill her. Then, Allison grabs an axe, apologizes to her mother, and ends her suffering. Grief-stricken, Allison loses her composure, but Daniel calms her down, leaving Michael feeling guilty. Ellie suggests leaving the pharmacy, and as they try to escape, they find themselves trapped. Meanwhile, Michael mixes iodine and ammonia to create a bomb, rushing to use it to open the door. But to everyone's surprise, Allison easily opens the sliding door, leaving Michael behind. As the group exits, Patient 0 attacks Michael, but he fights back, wraps the bomb around her neck, and almost kills her in the process. The survivors continue, noticing a small bridge between two buildings. Michael eventually catches up with them, and as the others cross to safety, Jonah suddenly feels dizzy and falls, dying. As the zombies reach the roof, Michael manages to climb to safety as well. During their escape, Ellie's shirt gets torn. She heads to the washroom, where Daniel approaches her, revealing that he understands the local language. He reveals that he knows the anonymous program was her idea. Ellie presents herself to him, but Daniel rejects her offer. Ellie then leads the group to a garbage chute, telling them it's their way out. After Michael and Allison jump down, Daniel makes a deal with Ellie, offering her $50,000 to keep quiet about what happened. Reluctantly, Ellie accepts, and they all safely jump down to the lower level. As they move on, they spot Ms. Oksana hiding from a zombie. The group rushes to help her and fights off the zombie. While they're distracted, Ellie enters a room and discovers a zombie strapped to a stretcher. Ellie quickly devises a plan. As Daniel saves Oksana, Ellie calls him over, and when he tries to turn on the light, the zombie bites him. Daniel realizes he's been set up and kills Ellie before anyone else can reach her. The group then reaches the store while trying to escape and hears police sirens in the distance. Oksana rushes to leave, but Daniel stops Allison from following her. As Oksana gets closer to the police, they shoot her down to prevent further contamination. Thinking quickly, Daniel leads the group to the sewers. Michael struggles to catch up with them and is bitten by the zombified lizard. They use the sewer to escape, moving quickly to find a way out. Michael, feeling hopeless, reveals he's been bitten. Allison tries to help him, but Michael proposes to her just before he dies. She doesn't take his proposal seriously and urges him to keep moving. Later, Allison tries to open the lid outside, but a car parks on top of it, crushing her fingers and trapping them. In pain, Allison refuses to move. Michael, refusing to give up on her, uses the mirror from his glasses to cut off her fingers. Allison regrets putting Michael through this but is comforted by him. Afterward, Daniel finds an exit, and the guys help Allison escape first. Once she's safe, Daniel asks Michael to let him go next, since Michael is bitten. Michael agrees. Allison hesitates, unwilling to leave without him, but Alfred attacks Michael right in front of her. Daniel comforts her and leads her away. Meanwhile, Michael fights off Alfred and kills him after a brief struggle. He then asks Daniel for help, but Daniel refuses to assist. It's then that Michael realizes Daniel has also been bitten and is soon attacked by more zombies. Allison insists on saving Michael, but Daniel reassures her, saying Michael would have wanted her to leave. Allison and Daniel get into Michael's car and drive off, avoiding the police. As Allison parks, she asks Daniel to drive, only to realize he's been bitten the whole time. Daniel assures her that he's fine and tries to assault her physically. Allison grabs a screwdriver and stabs Daniel, forcing him out of the car. She then uses her car to brutally run over the now transformed Daniel. Afterward, Allison drives away. Meanwhile, Michael is chased by zombies. As he reaches the exit, he's overwhelmed. However, he spots Patient Zero there, with an iodine bomb strapped to her. Michael triggers the bomb, shouting that they'll go to hell together. The entire sewer is destroyed, while Allison tries to escape the city. Still alive, Michael emerges from the wreckage, notices his ring, and rushes into the woods to find Allison. Allison drives through the city, seeing chaos unfold around her. As she nears the forest, she spots Michael but tragically runs over him, mistaking him for a zombie. Realizing her mistake too late, Allison loses control of the car, leading to a terrible accident that takes her life. The movie ends with Michael's ring rolling across the road.